proud of them. And hopefully it gives the people throughout the state a chance to see who they are and then what the program's about, which is reaching out into the community. Everywhere I've been, I've tried to connect those dots, and just want to do it here. And I think they were appreciative. The people were appreciative that we brought the team here. No one forgets that Michael Jordan played here. I took the picture that's out in the hall. I took a picture of it, sent it to a friend of his who I know will send it to him. Like, we're in Pine Bluff. So, questions?
John, you guys did the honorary captains. Got a lot of guys who played here had NBA careers. U.S. Reed had one of the biggest shots in college basketball. They said it meant a lot to them because Arkansas hadn't played down here since the early '90s before Walton Arena opened, and they said they got to meet you and really appreciated you. What does it mean that those guys were here and appreciate what you're doing?
Again, this program did not start with me. I just happened to rent the seat. This program was what Eddie Sutton did, what Coach Richardson did, what the other coaches did. And so you want to make sure you're tying everybody into this. And, wherever I was, we always would have the former players. We always would bring back the coaches. I want Coach Richardson at my practices, just like I had Coach Joby Hall, just like I had Jackie Lehman when I was at UMass, and Coach Bartow when I was at Memphis. Those what they did for those programs, we're kind of standing on their shoulders. So what's ever happening now, we all know something special can happen because it's happened. And they did it. And so why don't we do it? It shows you we can do it. I remember when I was at UMass, I looked at Temple and said, if they could be number one in the country, why can't we? And then everybody thought I should be drug tested. What's wrong with this guy? But the truth be told, in that span of time where those guys played, this program was one of the top 2, 3, 4 in the country, bar none. It was it. It was here. So I want them to be involved. I want them to know that they're welcome and come to our gym, watch us practice. We've had a bunch of the guys in to watch us practice. You don't have to sit up top. Sit down on the floor with us. Enjoy this. This is what you built, and now we're trying to carry on a tradition.
You've talked a lot about playing with pace, sharing the ball, and then you see these offensive drills and the work. It looks like some of these guys are buying into it. Where are they at right now in terms of those 2 points?
Well, the biggest thing is you got to get your whole team doing it. And right now we've got, I'm going to say 2/3 of a team. But it's fine because you know what's happened? Those 2/3 are getting unbelievable reps and they are getting better. That's the advantage. The disadvantage is those other guys are pretty good and they're going to play, but we got to get them together. And we got, it's early. I'm not panicked. I got a foot on the panic button, but I don't have 2 on the panic button. So we'll get healthy and then we'll see where we are. Like, we should be a huge team, a big, strong, rebounding team. But when you got a Do out and Jonas out, all of a sudden, well, now we're playing with 3s at 4. So. But I'm enjoying it. I mean, I hope you can see it in my face. Now, I got a little aggressive out there today because I want them to know I don't care what the setting. You're not going to do the stuff that you're choosing to do. You know what's expected of you. Go do it. It's not on your terms. You show some discipline, some self-discipline. And that's why I got a little aggressive at times out there. But, I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying being in the different areas. I was just in Little Rock. I was at Cross Church. I was in Pittsburgh today. I'm a little tired. But, it's part of this. You cheat the position if I sit in the office and watch tape. If it's all about just the program, and it's about our state. It's about the people in the state. This Samaritan's feat shows you a lot of need in this state. And if we can fill a void and make people feel good and create hope, Why wouldn't you do it? Yeah, I'm making it about other stuff. I just don't know. I mean, it's what I've done my whole career, and we've been okay. And I think we've made a lot of people feel good.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what were you doing in Pittsburgh?
I did a clinic for a friend of mine who asked me to do it. So I left after the game last night, flew to Pittsburgh, woke up early, did the clinic, and then flew back to Pine Bluff. And then I did this, and then we did the pictures. And I'm like so juiced up. Let's go. What's next? Now I got to drive 3 hours home. That's not going to be fun.
Was it a coaching clinic?
Yeah.
Player? Okay.
As you were thinking about which cities around the state you wanted to visit and go see the fans there and go do an event like this, what was it that brought you here specifically to Pine Bluff?
Because I asked, where would we have the biggest impact? And half the people I talked to said, you got to go to Pine Bluff. They used to always go to Pine Bluff. They haven't been there in a while. The city needs it. The young people will need it. It'll be great. Let them know it's their team as much as anybody in this state. This is Pine Bluff's team. And I said, fine. Why Hot Springs? Where do they play the state championship every year? In Hot Springs. So we said, let's go to Hot Springs. Now, I've been there a couple times. I had to get my passport, which was like FBI stuff. My gosh, they got it. But was there, and then I did the coaches clinic there for the state association. So it was good. I mean, this was great for our kids to see that this program matters. It was great for the kids to see do the Samaritan's feet and help young people and their families. We were giving shoes to families, not just kids.
The AP poll's coming out tomorrow. I'd be shocked if you guys aren't ranked. I know it's preseason ranking, but what are your thoughts on that?
I've done this so long. I've had teams overrated. I've had them underrated. You know what you got to do? You can hype all you want. Eventually, you got to play the games. So whatever you think we are, I agree. You think we're awful, I agree. You think we're really good, I agree. Doesn't matter. What I will tell you is this team has only been together 5 months. Why do you think I put together a schedule of Kansas, at TCU, a hard Lipscomb game, Baylor, in Dallas? Why do you think I did that? See where we are. I have no idea. So we get dinged early and we're not ready, okay, then I got work to do. If we hold our own, we know, okay, now let's tighten this up and let's see the areas we got to get better at. You go on and you're playing Illinois, Michigan, Miami. I mean, that's all before like December 10th. Why would you do that? Because we need to see where we are. This is about March. How do we get prepared to play then? Our league is really hard. The only way you know if you're ready for the league is play non-conference where you're getting stuffed a little bit. You know, it's okay.
Nelly was held out this weekend, and then you had Adu and Jonas, very limited. Do you anticipate all three back in time for Kansas?
I don't know that. I don't know. But will I rush them back to play Kansas? It's an exhibition game. So no. If they're ready to play, they'll play. If they're not ready to play, or I choose to say you'd probably be better with another couple days, then I'll leave them out.
When you play Kansas, there's going to be the slobber and hog. I don't know if you've got a sense for what that means to people in the state.
Somebody just gave me this, and I put it out today. They gave me a slobbering hog. She did it, the woman did it, and said, sign mine and I'm giving you this one. So I'll put it in my, I wore one to practice the other day. The staff was mad. Why didn't we have a slobbering hog? Because I'm the head coach and I get the slobbering hog. So we had one, I had one jersey. So, but it's kind of hit a chord. Now, whose team played with that?
No.
Nolan Richardson, that was his. Does he mind if we borrow it? I bet you he's saying, go for it, coach.
Just on it a little bit. How big is it with those guys out for Billy and Boogie and like?
Great
those
stuff,
guys?
reps. How about this one? Boogie and DJ playing together. Now, if we had a full roster, they would be the point guards on either team, and they're playing against each other. Now they're playing with each other. I mean, look, what if we have to play a game with 6 guys? I did that at UMass. Oh, I know, you're talking, that's 95. Yep, I played 6 guys. That's it, all season. Guys played 38, 39 minutes. You ready for this? They were so happy, those 6. It came out when they knew not to foul. So what I would say to you, I told them, when you play in the season and this happens, what do? Forfeit? You surrender? What you play? You figure out. I remember coming to Arkansas without a guard. Do you remember that game? We had no guard. My forward brought the ball up the court. What were we going to do? Surrender? We won the game.
Oh, you won. Yes, you won the game.
We were waiting for you to say it. So how many hours were you actually, like, what time did you get to Pittsburgh, and then what time did you leave to come back here and get
I
here?
got to Pittsburgh last night at probably 10 o'clock, and I met with my high school coach and college coach for breakfast, and then I went to I went to my aunt's in a rehab center, so I went and saw her for about 30 minutes, did the clinic, got back on the plane, and got here at 1:15. Then went right to the Samaritan's Feet event. Then came here and did the pictures and did the stuff I did, and now I'm going to get in the car and sing.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm so happy.
That's your hometown, essentially.
Yeah,
But,
I didn't even get pizza last night. I got in too late to get pizza, so I had to just, But it's, look, I'd rather be moving, sometimes I go to, I think I'm like 32, and I just keep going. And then when I go home, I sleep really good. But this was a great day. They were a little tired. I think you could see it compared to where they were at Hot Springs. And I got the best that I could get out of them and stop. Let's go. They have no school tomorrow. Are you ready for this? So I'm going to let them sleep in. No breakfast. We have mandatory breakfast. You're going to get up and eat. But now we'll have a brunch tomorrow. Sleep in. Sleep till noon, which is what they'd probably like to do. Then we'd have to do some media. We'll do a practice, and they're off Tuesday. So our practice will be short. You know where I got to go
You'll
Tuesday?
be in Birmingham.
I got to go to Birmingham.
So you get to go to Birmingham.
No, I don't want to go to Birmingham, but I'm forced to go to Birmingham. Don't want to pay a fine, or I wouldn't go.
Samaritan's Feet, what's the origin of why it's so important to you? Why did you choose to continue that here?
Well, Samaritan's Feet was started as an organization to put shoes on kids from around the world who don't have shoes. And what we did within the United States, how many areas do we have around us that people need shoes? And so it's a Christian-based organization where you wash their feet, take their shoes and socks off, put them in a bag, give them that bag. You have a pair of shoes and socks that have been sized. You wash their feet, you dry their feet, you talk about to them, because a lot of times kids in those environments, their heads down. What's your name? What's your name? What grade are you? What do you want to be someday? And now you're putting shoes, you're doing a Christian thing. Look, I think the greatest sermon is the one without words. That's a sermon without words. I don't have to say anything to my kids. My faith is mine. They can watch it and like it or not like it. I don't force it, but the more we can do to get them to understand about how do you create joy, putting a smile on another person's face. You don't know what they're struggling with. A lot of that's in, but if you're nice to them, you might change their life. Those kind of things I want my kids to leave with, so that it's not just teaching them basketball. No, I want them to leave knowing how to create joy in their life, how to do things for others, how to be involved in other things. 5 seconds to say hello and engage with somebody, and they walk away and you just made their month. Versus, no, I'm not doing that, get away from me and all that. We go to a restaurant, I want them to go thank the cook, go back and say, your meal was great today. Well, that guy may have struggled on the way to work, had trouble with something happened, and all of a sudden he leaves work because you just happened to say, really good meal. The maitre d', I just think it's important. How about they leave a tip in the hotel room? Leave $2. Leave a 5. Why? Because you're going to clean your room. We have a meal. We tip all the people that, if this were a regular meal, my players would go around the room with money I gave them, but to tip everybody. But I want them to do it. Why do I want them to do it? To see what it feels like. And if they like it, they may end up being a good tipper someday because they made somebody feel good. So that's the kind of stuff I've done and tried to do with all my teams.
Your guys at the next level and the ones that even have the greatest success, how much of this stuff off the court that you talk about, do they give you feedback, help them be who they are as pros?
Well, there's a thing, if you want to Google it, it's called the Community Assist Award in the NBA. Community Assist Award. In the last 8 years, probably 6 of my guys got that award. And it's not an award just given money, because everyone in the NBA could give money. You know, I'll give more than you and I'm going to get, no, it's, they do the research, who really had an impact on an organization and a cause, you know, who stepped out, whether it was John Wall and Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, you know, so it's, Carl Towns was giving out turkeys in Minnesota, like for Thanksgiving. I mean, all those kind of things. Just to give you one thing, and that we'll end up doing here, we'll have Christmas for 12 families, and I want it to be the best Christmas they've ever had in their life. We'll go to some churches, we'll go to the Urban League, we'll ask what families could really use this. We bring them in, we feed them by our players serving them food. We then they got a big basket or a big bag of, like their Santa Claus, of gifts. They give the family all the gifts. We got the shoe sizes, all that stuff. Each family gets a big screen TV, or one year we gave a king size mattress, and one of the kids came up, can we have 2 mattresses? We need another mattress. But the biggest thing we do is each player hands that family a 2-month check for their rent. 2 months. Now, do you understand what that woman or grandma or the father looks at and he sees 2 months to breathe? Well, now they see a real response. There's tears, there's people. And that's what you want them to do. Again, I'm saying the best sermon is one without words. It is. You could talk, oh, yeah, okay. That's a real sermon. And that's what we try to do. So I'm going to do it with these guys. Some people get mad. You should just care about basketball. Okay, you're right. I agree. Can we move on now so I can do what I do? So.
Is that something y'all would do in Northwest Arkansas or around?
Probably in Fayetteville. But the families may be from other areas. We'll connect with, we did Salvation Army. We served Thanksgiving meals. Jerry Lundergren, a really good friend of mine, did it. It's give out 1,000 meals. We'd go for 2 hours and serve the meals. And again, a family of 4, maybe one of my players gave them a little money because, you know, I said, only by the grace of God is this not us being served. Only by the grace of God, it's not us. So they give money to a mother or family of 4 in there. What? They see what it means. So, yeah, we're going to do it. We'll do it all here. What else? Did I get spiritual on you? My Catholic faith is busting through here? Didn't mean to, but.
Yeah, John, we're the same age. Probably the only thing we have in common. We're 65.
You're older than me.
How old
Don't
are
say
you?
that.
Are you? No.
You're old. All right, stand up. He says he's my age. Stand up. Come on, let's look.
What?
Turn that way.
Okay.
Look around.
Well, no, I'm not saying that I look
He
like
says
that.
he's my age.
I'm the same age.
Sit down.
Well, what I was getting at was, man, travel wears me out, and the schedule you've been describing. I mean, seriously, how do you do that at your age?
I work out every day. You know, I get my sleep. I get my rest. I'm not into a whole lot of other things. You're not going to see me hanging out much. I got my wife and I got my dog, and I'm into what I do. And if whatever I have to do, the people in this room, when you have stuff and you have a long day, you just pick up the foot and keep doing it, next foot. And then when you're done, you're exhausted. But if you feel great, about your exhaustion, you'll do it again the next day. If you go home and you go, can't believe I'm doing this job, and this is, well, then that's going to be who you are. The next day, you're going to try to figure out ways of getting out of it. So I figured out early, I'm going to enjoy it and figure out ways to enjoy it and just keep moving on and go and hope people like, how do you stay up with him? Well, yeah, I want you to stay up with me. And I think our age is what we think it is. And being around young people, I feel young all the time. Probably why I want to keep coaching. I didn't mean to embarrass you.
No, that's okay. No, I think that being around covering these guys keeps me young too.
That's right, right?
Feeling young anyway.
Yeah, there you go. What else, guys? Anything else for you before I hit this road for this 3-hour and something ride home? And I'm so happy to jump in that car and sing. And
What'd you think about the crowd here tonight?
good, good. Look, here, we have to do a better job of being promoters of us. We have to. This is all new to us. We're all together here new. We've never had a women's clinic. They didn't even know what women's clinic. We're going to end up within 2 years of having 800 to 900 women. Most women didn't know we had a women's clinic. These two events, we waited too long. We should have had this out a month ago, what we were doing. But then again, I just took the job. You know what my team was when I first took the job? I had no team. So I had to go do that. Then I had no schedule. So I had to do that. So I'll give you an excuse, but there won't be. Going forward, let's be ahead of this. Let's be promoting it. Let the state know. If we do this event here and in Hot Springs next year, my guess is we'll do it early enough, both will be packed. And this was good this year. I mean, this, on short notice to get 3,000-4,000 at both places, 3,500, what? And we did it within like 12 days. Crazy. And again, we're not set up to be promotion machines. Well, guess what? We need to be. We got to figure it out. How do we get better at promoting and reaching out? What buttons do we hit? It can't be me putting it out on Twitter. Because, yeah, I may have 2 million followers. I'm going to say half, maybe 3/4, are haters. They're not coming to something I put out there. And so, but we'll get better. But this was, let me tell you, it served its purpose exactly what I wanted to get done, it got done. And we had help. Miss Dunn did a great job. Our mayor in town did a great job. In Hot Springs, those people really worked at this, but they didn't have the time. But it ended up being great. I mean, you guys, they even got food for you guys. We don't get food for you guys. I'm eating some before I leave, by the way. So, anything else I can do? Appreciate y'all being here. Yes.
I was just going to ask, thinking about the schedule, looking at who you're playing this year. Got a couple of in-state teams, Little Rock and UCA. Just up the street here, we got UAPB. Any thought that maybe someday the Hogs and Golden Lions might get together?
We might. I'm not against playing in-state teams. I'm not. But you can't play all of them. But, so. But I respect what they do, how they do it. I respect this town. Nothing's easy. This is probably like I grew up. You have to do more with less. So do you surrender or you just do more with less? You don't surrender. You do more with less. I mean, that's all I know. And so this would be the kind of town that I would enjoy being in, helping, creating hope, doing those kind of things. So, okay. Thanks, folks.